Leading up to this, they've received mixed messages. They've been told to stay at home and physically distance themselves from other people. And yet this election is going ahead. There's been weeks of speculation about whether it would. The government even passed emergency legislation to allow them to postpone them. But these council and state by-elections are indeed going ahead. Now, almost half of Queensland's 3.3 million registered voters have already registered their votes this week through the post and at pre-polling booths. In fact, yesterday, some of those pre-polling booths in inner Brisbane had quite long queues, and there were comments, that this made a mockery of, the social distancing measures that we've been all told to adopt. But other steps have been taken. For example, the usual throng of people doing handing out how to vote cards is not here. That's been outlawed. And voters have taken their own extra safety measures when going into the booths. We spoke to one voter, Trish Fitzsimons, earlier about the steps that she took.
It's a time when we've got to all do whatever we can to isolate, and so I just brought my own pen and a rubber glove. I'll dispose of it afterwards. I tried to vote first last Saturday in the Harry's Road, Cooperoo, and there was a queue of about 300 metres, so I thought it was reasonable social distancing, not going to wait there. I tried again to vote yesterday afternoon at about 4 o'clock, I beg your pardon, in the same spot, and 500 metres I reckon was the queue.
Now, Josh, what have authorities been saying there today in Queensland?
Well, leading up to this, Queensland Health told the Electoral Commission of Queensland that it was quite safe to go ahead with this, that they could adopt safeguards, including having only one scrutineer per voter at booths, and that basically they could go ahead. We've had the federal MP Andrew Laming, who's also a medical doctor, say this morning that going and exercising your democratic right, going to the polling booth and voting is no riskier than going to a supermarket to get a carton of milk. What we're seeing so far at some of the inner Brisbane polling booths is that they're a lot less crowded than some of those pre-polling booths around town yesterday, and so we see voters trickling in. We did get one voter just before telling us that the voters at this booth here in East Brisbane were kind of momentarily, if they had not brought their own pens, they weren't having access to those because the booth was disinfecting them, cleaning them every 30 minutes.